Introducing first, weighing in at 220 pounds, fighting out of Charlotte, North Carolina, making his AIW debut, Cedric! And his opponent, representing to infinity and beyond, he weighs in at 175 pounds, fighting out of Rochester, New York. He is one half of the AIW Tag Team Champions, the extremely cute wrestler, Colin Delaney! I got you. I'll do it. Change! Oh, sorry, you gotta check. Here we go. Are you ready, Cedric? Are you ready, Colin? I'm ready. Ring the bell!
Sportsmanship!
Once again, this is Tim Donst, once the Mat Wrestling Machine, alongside the Duke.
Who was never the Mat Wrestling Machine, but I've won a few matches here and there.
That's right, you've managed a few too, but in the ring right now, Colin Delaney against Cedric Alexander, doing some mat-based wrestling. Actually, we haven't seen quite a bit of technical wrestling as we did in years past.
We have not, and quite frankly, that happens a lot here in the J-Lit because people want to impress, people want to do something crazy, people want to do something they've never seen before. And while we can easily see something we've never seen before with technical wrestling, it's just not the crowd pleaser. We know all the honks here at AIW like to please the crowd.
Oh no, I'm a guy that likes his technical wrestling, his Johnny Saints, his Mike Quackenbushes. And you can see these guys, two of the guys have really gone hold for hold so far. Two of the first guys to really lay it all on the line on the mat here. All it takes is one little joint, one little submission, and it's over. Colin Delaney getting out of that hold though.
Both of these guys can wrestle, but they'll both take you to the air if they need to. You know, you're going to probably see a little bit of everything this match. And what you're not going to see on the DVD are the impressions I saw a few minutes ago. Unfortunately, only I'm privy to those. The home audience will not see the multi-talented Tim Donst do impressions.
Waka waka, is that what I'm supposed to say?
No, I'm amazed. You can do it all.
I try. What I can't do is a shoulder tackle right now because I'm back here behind this microphone. But Cedric Alexander following up with a roll, an arm drag.
I'll sell for you, Tim Donst. Don't you worry.
A sweep. Will we see another sweep by? Nope, blocked.
Oh, somebody knows their indie spots. Oh.
Back and forth now. These two really moving. See, that's how it works. You do that slow, methodical back and forth action so you can fill out your opponent, then you go as fast as you can, try to fill them out.
It'll be interesting to see if they can keep up this pace. Delaney getting in Cedric's face there. I'm not quite sure why. Neither one got the advantage there. Neither one cheated.
You know, Colin Delaney's also one of my favorite people here in AIW. Hell, maybe even the world.
That's a bullshit. There are 7 billion people in the world.
That's very true. I've known him since I think I was 17 or 18. But, you know, Colin, a dude that was on TV, and yet he's not a prick like some of the other dudes on TV. A guy who's traveled the world, a guy who loves wrestling just as much about as I do.
Yeah, and we all know the story of Colin Delaney from a few years ago, how he turned himself around and became this fan favorite, you know, really rededicated himself to wrestling.
Sure, you know, Colin for years was known as the other guy, I think, in the Olsen twins. Jimmy, of course, being a standout in his own right. And then he fought tooth and nail to become a singles competitor here in AIW before finding victory with a Cheech, and that's why they're the AIW Tag Team Champions right now.
Now it's apparently become anything you can do, I can do better at this point.
Chop for chop. That's one aspect I don't miss about wrestling is my chest being all bruised. So far, we've seen some technical stuff, some strikes.
I'm wondering if we've seen the sportsmanship go out the window here from earlier. Delaney, not usually one. Obviously, if you push him, he'll bring out the mean streak. But he's usually fun-loving, clapping all the time with Cheech, having a good time. I'm not sure if he can just flip that switch.
I really liked it. I liked how Colin attempted to block those chops and those strikes.
Couldn't block that stiff fist though, could he?
But he can hit this dive. Colin showing off how he's not just a striker, not just a technical guy, but a high flyer as
and
well.
Now wasting time high-fiving.
Do you think Kali told him that one? Who? Kali?
Kali.
Yeah, they wrestled a few times in the old dub, you know?
He hasn't done the big overhand chop yet. So.
No, he did survive that, though.
Yes.
So I'm sure he can survive quite a bit here at Jalen, hoping to make it the distance. One of the final matches of tonight. Tonight's really been flying by.
I'm not a physicist, but I really don't think those streamers can hold anyone to a railing. I mean, he's got him tied with the streamers.
Yeah, I wish I knew more science terms so I could perhaps try to say a maybe it's just decoration. Huge.
It's a long way to go for a forearm.
Just that would have done a lot of damage, you know, just from a foot, 5 feet.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Like 64 feet plus
well,
he's running?
Obviously, in my matches, I never run this much, so I can't endorse this at all.
Number 2. Colin, I'm blown up just
wasting time with
watching
the fans, giving him time to recover. You know, if he just 3 stiff forearms, one right after the other, would be far more effective. But who am I to question a dude that was on TV?
Hey, give the people what they want. The crowd wants a third time. Colin's going to deliver. Round to that corner.
See
and
what
he
happens?
misses. Cedric taking off himself. A little bit more speed. Here he comes. Giant kick in the face. I think I see Colin Delaney's eyeball.
A little bit
in the back row.
You know, that sounded racist.
What? A little bit more speed?
Just because he's black, he's faster?
Because look at those quads. He's running around that thing.
What are you better just stop now. You're digging yourself a hole.
I think you've called me racist twice so far tonight.
Hey, one's an accident, two's a trend, as they say.
Crowd wanting a third time.
Booking this show?
You know, this didn't work too well for Colin.
No, and you think
when he went a third time. We'll see if Cedric has better luck wrapping around that corner for another kick. Nope.
Need that Price is Right losers theme right there.
Looks like his Dick Justice is on the guardrail right now.
Oh, still going with that, huh?
Colin choosing not to run around the ring yet again. Just follow up with a chop.
He's blown up.
Not Colin.
No.
Colin does a lot of cardio, man. He rode his bike. He rode his bike 3 miles today because his car's broken.
Did he ride his bike here?
No. This is New York.
Oh.
His car's broken, so he rode 3 miles to get spray tan. He told me. That's how much spray tan means to him.
That's dedication.
That's good
right
cardio.
There. See, that's why a lot of kids don't make it in the business because they don't have that kind of dedication.
That's right. I know this because he told me he was looking at my Snapchats while he was riding a bike, which is dangerous.
That's unsafe.
Which is how Colin likes to live, is on the edge.
Because we're setting it. You're being racist and you're giving children terrible things to do at home. You're not the role model you make yourself out to be, Tim Dons. That's all I'm saying.
I'm a terrible role. The only way I'm a role model is if people do the opposite of whatever I do.
Okay.
But Colin Delaney being a guy that kids can look up to, you know, a guy who got his lucky break at the age of 21, I think. Yeah.
Jealousy there?
No, not at all. Colin, you know, deserves all the success in the world. A guy who's born to fight. Cedric, a guy trying to make a name for himself in AEW, and once again, there's no better way to do it than by lasting not 1, not 2, but making all the way to the finals of the J-Lit.
I'm not super familiar with Cedric Alexander's work, but knowing what I know about Colin, I don't think he can match power with Cedric Alexander just by looking at him. Cedric Alexander is a solid 230 pounds, and he packs a lot of wallop behind those forearms. But again, playing to the fans and waiting. I don't understand this.
Oh, going for that up kick, I think is what he calls that. He's a lumbar destroyer.
He should work
blocked.
On a name
Senton.
for that. Up kick is. He's got on those 3 mile bike rides. He doesn't have time to think.
Oh, apparently it works.
Yeah, well, can't argue with that.
What are your names of your moves? Dukes of Hazzard? Yeah, real original. That's.
You're gonna find out if you keep running your mouth. Oh no, you're hurt. Yeah, whatever.
Speaking of running mouths, Colin getting his teeth kicked in. Smart Mark Gary speechless ringside. Shannon speechless. Crowd is active though. Crowd is alive.
That fast pace earlier may have worn them out a little bit. Plus, with all those laps around the ring, makes you wonder who's got the most endurance here to be able to finish this match off.
It's so great to see this. You know, the building's hot. We've seen a lot of matches, and yet the crowd is so invested in this match, in this tournament. Another kick to the head, back to back. That's how you get 2 concussions.
The momentum carried him right over the second rope.
Excuse me, I think maybe perhaps that was the lumbar move. Not quite good at anatomy.
You say lumbar? Oh, you Gorilla Monsoon now?
I try. Facetious. I said that earlier. Well, as long as he doesn't damage his xiphoid process.
You're not going to start making up knee ligaments on me.
No, but the xiphoid process is a real thing. Yeah, that's right.
Where?
If I had an indie band, that's the name of it.
I went to college.
Of course, my first album would be called The Shine.
Do you know where your xiphoid process is?
Yeah, it's that bone in the middle of your chest. That if it's broken could kill you.
Exactly. Could shred you.
Colin trying to kill Cedric Alexander's chances of winning, though, with that small package.
The more you know.
Big kick to the face. Cedric beat on fire.
Oh, just
back and forth action here. I'm not quite sure.
Reversing that brainbuster into effectively a stunner.
This could be it. 2. Big kick out by Cedric. That was such a... Once again, I agree with this crowd.
I do not. I hate this crowd.
You just hate this crowd because I hate you.
That's a good enough reason, isn't it?
Maybe you should use that as motivation to change. Maybe we should drop that bastard Eddie Kingston.
I love Eddie Kingston.
I know you do. You guys get along great.
We do.
Both jerks.
Oh man, if you weren't retired, I'd punch you square in the jaw right now.
Sweeping the legs. Oh, that ring's slippery though. We've seen, what, 8 matches so far?
Still managed to get the backslide in though.
Pin from pin. Finally being broken up by that punch by Colin Delaney. Both these guys giving it all that they can.
Is a table spot at this point.
Colin Delaney spitting on the floor, amping himself up.
Technical power, speed.
You can let the crowd quiet down. They want to hear every strike, every hit.
I thought it was they wanted to hear my call.
Don't know about that.
Aw, jerks. These two have literally beaten the hell out of each other for 15 minutes. They're both, you could tell they're both worn out.
You know, and a victory, an upset. Colin Delaney out of the tournament.
Cedric Alexander. One of the most frustrating things about wrestling. 15